Commanders. We fight for RDC. Who are we? The Commanders. Commanders. Commanders.
It is week 18, and no, it is not the end of the season for the Washington Commanders. They have at least one more week of football in the NFL playoffs during Super Wild Card Weekend. You know the time, you know the place, you know the channel. The Flex Zone Podcast giving you your Commanders content for week 18, the regular season finale. It's so hard to say goodbye, but we say hello to the playoffs, and we'll see what the Commanders can do. But first, there's business in Dallas, and let's just say the Commanderlorain wants it in blood. It's the Commanders preview. You guys know the drill. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell. We're gonna break it down like nobody else in the community. Coming to you live right after this.
And broken dreams. It is still a beautiful world.
Bringing you the Week 18 Washington Commanders preview. We have reached the end of the regular season, Crevonte. It's the Flex Zone Podcast, only place giving you Washington Commanders and sports. Crevonte, how you want it?
When you need it.
And what you need right now is that Week 18 Commanders, Cowboys. Not much else needs to be said. We're here to break it all down live, as this is only the beginning, as the real season begins next week. We'll get into that shortly. Crevonte, always good to see you, my brother. Week 18, the Commanderlorain, the co-founder, the voice of reason, the captain of the goofy ship. What's going on, my brother?
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Commanders. Commanders. We fight for RDC. Who are we?
Jam. Oh, jam. Yeah. Well, now that's goofy. Stupid. Just stupid.
My brother, we've made it through another season, and you're smiling. Oh, my goodness. Week 18, Crevonte, and there's still work to be done. There is a light at the end of the proverbial tunnel.
Indeed, indeed. So I was smiling
if you remember, I was smiling last year for a different reason, obviously. But this smile is, oh man, it's it's uh it's a relief. We're finally on the other side of what on the good side of what it looks like, to be a decent running organization. And we got some good foundational pieces, and I'm happy for what the future holds.
It's Cowboys week, my guy. Do you need to say anything more? And they beat you guys earlier at Northwest Stadium. Like I said in the preview intros to the show, you want it back in blood. You've had this game circled all season, Crevonte.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought this game would have more implications, but out of how the Cowboy season went, and shoot, honestly, how our season went, I two things that neither one I saw happening. So looks like I'm not going to get the highly sought after game. There's not going to be nobody's night game or anything like it was against the Falcons, but they did beat us earlier this year, and I definitely want it back. I told you before the year started, I want the game in Dallas. I want that game. Now, I wish it was a little more on this game, but it's all good. I'll take it however I get it.
Well, Crevonte, in my opinion, it is because you win, get a number 6 seed. You go to LA. Not an easy game. No game's going to be easy from here on out. Even Dallas tomorrow, I'm sure they'll put up a little bit of a fight, at least through the first 3 quarters. Or you could go back up to Philly, divisional rival. They're going to sit Saquon apparently tomorrow. Jalen Hurts. I'm guessing he'll be good by next week.
Crazy.
I mean, you want to keep the momentum though. 11-5, getting 12. You said 12 wins. You thought that would be a realistic opportunity when you saw where the season was going. They have a chance tomorrow.
Yeah. Side note, I think that's crazy for the Eagles to sit Saquon. He's 100 yards. He's 101 yards away from breaking it. Go ahead and let him break that record one time.
Just stupid.
At least play a half.
That's goofy.
Play a half.
That's what I said. Just let him play the first half.
Yeah, you ain't got to sit out completely. I could see if he was just coming off an injury, and it's like, all right, we're not going to risk it, but play a half.
The Giants already got their plane booked. It's probably right after the game. They play at 1. They probably got a 4:30 flight right up there in New York. So, I mean, they wasn't going to tackle him anyway. He probably only needed like 2 carries. He could have got 50 on one, 50 on another.
He could have got that in the first half. Real talk. But yeah, crazy. We got a chance at 12. We got a chance at 12 wins. This is crazy. Definitely didn't see this. I really thought 10 was our ceiling. I thought a bunch of things had to go right for us to get to 10. So I definitely thought 10 was the ceiling, but 12 being a reality is really, really, really cool. And Dan Quinn could get it back too, because he lost earlier this year. He's the former D coordinator, and the last time they were 12, they had 12 wins, I believe. Previously when he was the defensive coordinator. So now he got the opportunity to be a part of another 12-win team, except this time as a head coach. So it's a lot riding on this game. Not really playoff wise because we're in. It's just seeding. I wouldn't mind going to LA. Listen, they get a little break from the weather if they go to LA, and they'll probably a better chance of that there'll be more Commanders fans out there as opposed to going up to Philly, and probably mess around and see Philly in the next round anyway. But I would like to go out west for the to go against the Rams and a former coach for a former coach on our staff, and Sean McVay. Like you said, there's no easy matchups. This is gonna be fun. Definitely fun either way. It's gonna be a good game either way. But I like the idea of playing somebody we haven't played just to see what we, just see how things are.
And I look at a guy like Lamar Jackson, Jane Daniels kind of cut from that cloth. When you don't play a guy like that regularly, you see him for the first time, you can have all the scout team people and all the game planning, but until you actually get on that field and you got to tackle that brother, or you got to try to defend him, improvising and adapting, getting outside the pocket, the unscripted plays, guys like Josh Allen, Mahomes, obviously.
Yeah,
It's not as easy when you see him first time. It's just something about that type of guy. And you've seen over the past few weeks, Jay Daniels, the soon to be rookie of the year, that can put his first and last name on that trophy.
absolutely. You're right. And that's what I think. That's what I think an advantage that we'll have, a small advantage that we'll have if we play the Rams. There's no way to simulate with Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, and Josh Allen what they bring to the table as a running back. As a running quarterback. It's hard to simulate that, and you can try whatever you can do, but it's nothing like when it's in front of you and you have to adjust on the fly. I think that'll be an advantage for us on the offensive side, but nonetheless, they present a pretty healthy offensive front as well. So, I mean, either way, it's gonna be a hell of a game.
Well, before we get there, let's get to this game in front of us. I always like to give the history. No shortage of that when you say Dallas Cowboys and Washington Commanders, one of the oldest rivalries in the NFL. They have played Crevonte a combined 129 times. That includes 2 postseason games. Cowboys lead the series 79-48, including 2 ties. And looking at the last 5, they won 4 out of the last 5 overall. 5, what's that? 7 of 8. Looks like 7 of the last 8 total. Looking at the record here, and if we want to go back even more, 11 of the last 14. Yeah, something like that. And 19 of maybe the last 25 or something like that. So very good record against the Commanders as of late. I mean, you guys haven't been that good. And you've even said McCarthy's got them, 3 straight years of 12 wins? I mean, they probably going to be goofy enough to keep him.
You never know what the Cowboys are going to do. It's all about what does Jerry Jones want to do, really. But some rivalry, huh? It sounds pretty one-sided. Like I said, it feels good to really be on the other side now, so we could possibly build some momentum with this. And it really irked me that we lost early this year. It really did. It really, really did, especially in the fashion, in which we lost. So hopefully, we get this W and hopefully start building some W's, because we're down by a lot. And like I said, it ain't been good in the past ever, feels like.
Well, Crevonte, your favorite part of the week, where you dress like the pros after you watch Married at First Sight, after you get your Royal Bowl and take your shot of crown. None other than Miss Hayes, the wonderful Miss Hayes, lays out your gear for game day. It is a 1 p.m. start tomorrow on Fox, by the way. We like to dress like the pros, Crevonte, and you are a pro in your own right. We're going with the classic road combo, white tops, burgundy bottoms. Crevonte, what do you think about the threads for the regular season finale in Jerry World? And like you mentioned, probably a good amount of Commanders fans there. I'm sure tickets are affordable.
Yeah, the Cowboys tickets have been affordable as of late because they haven't been good. But I like the combo. We are on the road. So that is a nice go-to, some nice threads. I can't mention this enough this year. Whoever does their marketing and rebranding has really done a really good job with putting these things together. The colors could look cheesy at back in the day, and these have really been spruced up and bright, and they look really good together. Especially that black on black is number 1, but we are on the road, so that is a home. That it's more of a home jersey. But I love it. I love we got burgundy socks, burgundy pants, white. I like it. It's cool with me. Let's get it. Rest
Yeah.
in peace, Takeoff. Rest in peace.
Yes. Rest in peace. Let's get to the spread. It looks like it is a 6.5 point spread over under 43.5. And of course, we're in Jerry World, so weather really isn't a factor. How do you feel about this game, this matchup, or from a spread and betting perspective as well, as we see Jaden Daniels, 25 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and rushing for over 800 yards? Could damn near flirt with 1,000 if he has a good day, and Scary Terry over 1,000 yards. How about that?
I'll say a touchdown, basically a touchdown spread sounds about right. The Cowboys are coming in with a lot of key guys being injured. We got some key guys that's injured as well, but the way our offense has been as of late, I don't think the Cowboys defensively have much, to stop us, but we don't have the best defense either. So, you can't go too crazy on the point spread. I do think we'll win convincingly, but 6.5 sounds about right. Jane Daniels he has the opportunity to probably get, pretty close, maybe a little over 900. He can flirt with 1,000 yards rushing, but I think he's at 3,500 or so passing.
Yes. 35-30, 25 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 864 yards rushing. I think Lamar has the lead after today with 915. So crazy enough with his numbers. Almost 5,000 total yards, Crevonte. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. I said that a couple weeks ago when the question was posed, Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. I was like, God damn, Lamar got a chance to get 5,000. Like he really got a chance to get 5,000. And lo and behold, here we are. Phenomenal year for Lamar Jackson. It's him and Josh Allen, and we can go back and forth all day, but I do think truly either one of them, whoever they pick, deserves it. But I'm a definitely lean Lamar Jackson, man. But Jane Daniels is having his own award-winning season, and shout out to Terry McLaurin doing it with whoever it is at quarterback, finding a way to continue to eclipse, that 1,000 yard receiving marker every year. But now that he has a guy, my gosh, it looks like he's going to be, on the Mike Evans level, continuing to get 1,000 yards every year. And I think Mike Evans needs like 85 yards or something. So he'll get to his 11th straight year of 1,000 yards.
Crazy.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So Terry McLaurin could be on the same trajectory. And I love that for our offense and our young quarterback as well.
Well, Crevonte, let us get to the injury report for this week because I do have that pulled up. Let me pull up the injury report. Let me get that. As unfortunately, and I really didn't think he was going to play anyway. We know no Marshawn Lattimore looks like.
Yeah.
Let me make that a little larger for you. No Marshawn Lattimore, no Jordan McGee, no Tyler Owens. Tyler Biadasz is doubtful. Cornelius Lucas is doubtful as well. But I do think, looks like Austin Eckler is on track to return. KJ Osborne. Tyler Ott, I know it was questionable. He did, I believe, make it to Dallas with the team. So it looks like he's good to go as well. So Crevonte, looking at the injury report, how do you feel?
This is about what I expected. I'm not surprised at the Lattimore because we don't need this game. It's we need it in the sense of we want to get as high as the seed we can, but it's not like the Falcons game where it's like, yo, we need this to even get in. So I figured they use this week as more rest with Lattimore. Jordan McGee, he's actually playing some really good football behind Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louvu. I really need Tyler Badass and Cornelius Lucas to play, man. We are going to need them because I don't know. Well, we'll get to the injury report for the Cowboys, but if Michael Parsons is going to play, we need our guys out there. We really need our guys out there. But no surprises. Well, I think the biggest surprise is Austin Eckler. I didn't think he was coming back at all, this season, at least for damn sure not the regular season. So the fact that he's back and has a chance to actually play is really good. And, if he's able to get back, reacclimated to things, he will be an extra gear for us offensively going into the playoffs.
Yes, as mentioned, Austin Eckler off the reserve injured list, Tyler Owens on the reserve injured list, Bobby Hart and cornerback Bobby Price have been elevated from the practice squad. And I believe, as mentioned, also Tyler Personal did make it. He's rejoined the team in Dallas. Crevonte did not travel with the team, but he did make it to Dallas. So you will have your long snapper as well. And we talk about, I guess, real quick, special teams. I mean, you're going into the playoffs with a solid special teams unit. I guess Mr. Gonzalez is going to be a kicker, and we know Tressway. And McCaffrey doing good returning.
Yep. And McCaffrey, and also our guy, Austin Eckler, was our return guy.
Yes.
So we have an opportunity for him to get back, like I said, get back to how we moving and grooving now. So to put him back in the mix, I feel good with our returners. Tressway is Tressway. Throughout our many years since we've had him, he's been the most consistent player we've had, pretty much, period. Because back in those days, he got a lot of work. He got a lot of leg work. Gonzalez seems to be solid, so that's good going into the playoffs. So as a whole, everybody's healthy. Everybody's pretty much good to go. So I like our special teams. Reeves, Jeremy Reeves. He's been a captain quite a few times this year. So that's also a plus. He's also a big player in the special teams realm. So we're pretty solid on the special teams, man. Just keep them turnovers low. We be all right.
And looking at the Dallas side, Crevonte, we don't know about Micah Parsons. He did practice Friday fully, but we know CeeDee Lamb has been shut down for the year, so one less weapon to worry about there. Anything jump out to you on the Cowboys' perspective? I don't, like I said, it might be a lot of guys kind of ready to drive on down to Cancun because they're right there by Mexico.
Yes. No, nothing crazy that sticks out. Pretty much, CeeDee Lamb is the big one that we knew he's been shut down for a couple weeks now. So offensively, they've had their woes with that. So like you said, one less offensive weapon to deal with. So also a reason, to keep Marshawn Lattimore out. Their biggest threat is not a threat right now. So hopefully we can hold up on the back end. We don't need no big days from none of these guys.
How about this, Crevonte? First time in franchise history, back-to-back wins when trailing by 10 or more points. I always say the measure of a championship team is if you can come back from being behind, especially by double digits. You got the offense to do it, and like I said, it starts with the JD5 experience. And I guess we can kind of get into your keys as we talk about that, because I'm sure you'll start with the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, man. Being down, especially over recently, or the past couple of years, we haven't really been good on the offensive side of the ball to even be able to come back from double-digit points. Usually we get down double-digit points, it's a wrap. I don't care what quarter it is. It's pretty much a wrap, especially in the fourth quarter. But JD5 has made it like damn near routine. When we're down in the fourth quarter, he finds a way to come back. Like, he damn near, I don't know what the exact number is, but he's got to have a handful of comebacks now. You know what I'm saying? Like, he leads the league in like the last minute touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken. So, he's making a living coming back. Now, we don't want to always be like that, because we need to have some variety, but he's presented that actually. Well, now I think about it, we have some variety. We got some blowouts, and we got some comfort behind wins. So it's actually a nice variety, but we don't want to consistently be down by double-digit points in the towards the end of the game. But once we get better on the drafting and free agency, and like Adam Peters and Dan Quinn Cook, I think we'll get this roster to where it needs to be, so those things will have to consistently happen. But keys, man, it's nothing crazy this week. We talked a little bit before we got on air. It's nothing crazy at all. Get in and get out. Get in, jump on them early. We need to. It needs to get crazy before halftime, so our guys could go sit down. That's what we need. Oh my gosh. That would be such a nice piece in the home. You see that? Such a nice piece in the home.
Yes.
Get in, get out. No injuries. Get Austin Eckler, if he plays, get him back acclimated to how things are. And we want to be able to be up by 3 or 4 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? By halftime. Once we get that lead, all right, go ahead. Y'all can go ahead and sit down for the second half. But protecting JD5 if Tyler Biotish and Cornelius Lucas play, number one, we got to protect Jaden Daniels at all costs. We don't need nothing crazy, nothing fluky happening in week 18. Get in, get out. And the sooner we get this done, the higher chance that everybody could get out this game healthy. That's it. Brother, hear these thoughts. He's right. You got to get in, get out. Well, this would be a terrible game. Well, there's no good game to get hurt, but this would be a terrible game to have a significant injury.
Yeah, Zay Flowers. Excuse me.
Oh yes. I heard. But get in. I only want my starters in there half the game, maybe a little bit into the third quarter if we have to. So yeah, offensively protect Jaden Daniels, and the wide receivers start hot, start fast, and running backs. We want to be balanced on the offensive side of the ball, so we want to get some effective runs. With Austin Eckler's back, he'll add to the passing game. So, and of course, we got Zach Ertz at tight end. Together, we have to start fast, quick, fast. Hit them high, hit them low, really quickly. Defensively, let's not play around. We got Cooper Rush, and we got whoever on the outside. They should not be putting up any points, man. They should not be putting up any crazy points. Defense, fundamentals are key, especially in that damn secondary. Fundamentals are key because I feel like Benjamin St-Juste is going to have to play. Mike Davis is probably going to have to play, which terrifies me. Okay, Byron, terrifies me. Just be disciplined, and on third down, get off the field. Just get off the field. Third down, get off the field. That's the name of this game. Linebacking core, Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner, do what y'all have always been doing. Set the tone. If they get the ball first, you got to set the tone early. Let's get this 3 and out. Get off the field. Get a ball to your offense. Get off the field. Anytime there's opportunity for third down, get off the field. Defensive line. There's nothing special that Cooper Rush does. So keep him inside the pocket. He's pretty much a statue. I don't think he moves. He doesn't move too much. He's not much of a threat on using his legs. So you have a target. hit that target. Hit the target. That's it. Hit the target and hit them often. This is not going to be a comfortable game for you. This is we come here and we're leaving with this W. That's it. But we're trying to get this W quickly so our starters could sit down. Defensive line, stop the run. I don't even know if they're going to run the ball much, but stop the run.
No Zeke Elliott, by the way. No Zeke Elliott, probably.
No Zeke Elliott. Come on now. They're probably not even going to run the ball at all. But whatever run game they present, have to stop the run. And then pin your ears back and go get Cooper Rush or Trey Lance or whoever plays in this game. I don't even know who's going to play, but it doesn't matter. This game, let's not get this. This game needs to get out of hand in a good way, quickly. Maybe we get a fumble 6 or a pick 6, something to rev things up defensively, especially if the Cowboys get the ball first. Defense has to set the tone. So yeah, like I say, I ain't got nothing crazy, man. We in and out, man, in and out. You know, special teams.
How about Jane Daniels making a Pro Bowl as a rookie?
Oh wait, what? One more thing. Special teams, solid. Special teams have been solid. Pretty much the month of December been very, very solid. We just need that continued. Hopefully, we won't be punting too much, so Trust Wade can hopefully, get some time off. Austin Eckler returns to the return game, and I don't know how much time he'll get in the return game, but it's good to see him back in the fold. Long snapper back, and Gonzalez. Gonzalez has made all his kicks as of late. This is great. I just need that continue. No turnovers. Special teams, offense, no turnovers. Have to stay in front of the chains and win the turnover battle. Expecting gets Trey Lance gonna get some time. Yes,
yeah,
that means we can definitely win the turnover battle. Yes, absolutely. Let's do this.
How about Jane Daniels making a Pro Bowl, Crevonte, as a rookie? And as you see, third highest graded quarterback off play action. Gets a favorable matchup as Dallas is 30th in yards allowed per play action dropback.
Amazing. It's amazing what he's able to do as a rookie. Excuse me, leading this team to 11 wins, 10, 11 wins. I don't know how they count that Panthers game because he really didn't play too much in that game, but nonetheless, double-digit wins. With a franchise that has been god awful, to say the absolute least, and to come on to the field and have the type of year that he's had is absolutely amazing. And to bring Terry McLaurin along with him, it is a beautiful thing. And we actually had a couple alternates that have potentials of pretty much backing up, depending on who goes to the Super Bowl. And the Ravens, y'all got about 9 guys. Got about 9 guys that's going to the Pro Bowl. So if the Ravens go to the Super Bowl, there's gonna be a bunch of alternates. There's gonna be a whole bunch of alternates. So that'll be interesting. But it's a lot of guys that's been making a lot of plays this year and deserve to be recognized. I believe Bobby Wagner is a first alternate, and I think Frankie Louvu is a second alternate. So, we got some guys that's been making some noise, and I'm very, very thrilled about that. But I'm ecstatic to see JD5 and Terry McLaurin. McLaurin has been, I think, underrated since he's been in the league. And he's been one of our more consistent offensive pieces. So for him to be able to get recognized like this is big time. First duo since 1991. And we've been referencing 1991 a lot here. That was our last Super Bowl year. I'm not saying we going to the Super Bowl, but we got some glimpses of that the last time things were great here.
Also, Crevonte, you did ask earlier how many, I believe, comeback wins JD5 Jaden Daniels had. I did go Google it. I did go
Go
Google it,
Google it.
Crevonte. 4 come from behind victories this season. The Giants game, which you guys won 21-18. The Hail Mary against the Bears, 18-15. The game against Philly 2 weeks ago, 36-33. And last week against Atlanta, 30-24 in overtime. So 4 come from behind victories, 2 in a row, 10 or more points. So never out of a game when you got Jaden Daniels.
Never out of game, and that keeps players engaged. Because when you feel like you're never out of it, you're gonna keep fighting. You know how sometimes it's like, oh, guys, you can see it in their body language that the game's over, we're not fighting no more. But with JD5, man, we in it till the end. Like how Patrick Mahomes came on the scene, his first Super Bowl. They were down in every game in the playoffs. Every game they were down by 10 plus points. But when you got a guy like that, it's like we gonna keep fighting because he's shown us time and time again that if we keep fighting, he could take us home. And this is what we're saying from JD5. So this is a beautiful thing, and the future is very bright in DC.
Well, Crevonte, like I said, looking ahead to the wild card, how do you feel about this Super Wild Card weekend? We'll have 2 games Saturday, 3 on Sunday, and 1 on Monday. Is there a preference of when you would like to play, considering you guys are playing Sunday at 1? Or I guess if you do play the Rams, you can't play before 4. And if you play the Eagles, I think they would put that in the prime time, probably, maybe. I don't know.
So yeah, you're right with the time zone effect. Yeah, I mean, I really don't have
You
a
want that
preference.
Amazon? You want that Amazon Prime game, Crevonte, where you can only watch it on Amazon Prime?
Listen. I'm here for it. Listen, Amazon, the Thursday night games have not been stellar this year, but the broadcast that Amazon has been doing, I love it, and I like Richard Sherman and them on the panel. I like it. I'm a fan of the Amazon broadcast. So whichever one would they get that we get the Amazon broadcast, I would love it. But I don't really have a preference. I would like Saturday night. Saturday night sounds cool. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have a preference. I would prefer to play at night though.
Any preferred opponent?
No, I mean, I'm leaning Rams just because they haven't seen us, and they like we said earlier, when you're not used to playing guys like that, it's gonna be mind blowing for the defense, and not in a good way. And the Eagles, we played them twice. We know them, you know what I'm saying? They know us, and not really avoiding them because if we get out the first round, we'll have to play them anyway. But and if we get some time away from this cold weather. So you get some time in LA, change the scenery for a little bit, go out there. We got an advantage fan wise because LA is not really a football town, so it's not really home field for them. So there's a chance that quite a few Commander fans could be out there as opposed to in Philadelphia, because either way we got to go on the road. So I'm leaning Rams, but there's no easy opponents in the playoffs.
Stay tuned. We will be previewing the Commanders, whomever they face. It's the Eagles or the Rams, and giving you live preview and live post game whenever the date and time is announced, which we will be live for tomorrow night as well after Vikings Lions, which will be crazy, by the way. Crevonte, want to look at these games today and quick thoughts on the final couple games of the season?
Sure, let's do it.
Real quick, the early game saw the Baltimore Ravens clinch their second straight AFC North Crown with a 35-10 demolishing of the Cleveland Browns. Pretty much dog walked them as they should. 35-10, Lamar Jackson, 2 touchdowns. Derrick Henry on his birthday, 2 touchdowns. But I think the biggest story, the non-contact knee injury of Zay Flowers. Reports are saying could be a potential sprained knee. Not quite sure. Crevonte, this also clinches the Browns a top 3 pick in the draft. Clearly probably need a quarterback and a bunch of other things. Your thoughts on the first game of today?
It went pretty much how I thought it would. I wasn't sure how, because the spread was like 19 and a half, 20 points. That's the highest spread I've ever seen. And I wasn't sure if they was going to cover that spread, but Derrick Henry popped out at the end because that first half was a little shaky on the running game. But Derrick Henry got the running on the second half, and and that's all she wrote. I knew the Browns weren't going to put up that many points. I just wasn't sure the Ravens were going to. I wasn't sure the Browns would maybe backdoor cover, but it pretty much happened how I thought it would. Pretty balanced game. In family business, in and out, get out of there.
But I said it all year, and it's not about the regular season with the Ravens.
No.
The MVPs and Pro Bowlers and numerous awards. I mean, it's about what these guys will do in the playoffs. Same with a lot of teams that are going to have that narrative this year. Josh Allen, whomever else you want to throw that narrative at. Playoffs, man.
Absolutely. Especially a team that makes the playoffs as frequently as the Ravens. Come on now. Like it's getting to the point where it's like, all right, we know where the playoff bar is and we hurdle it every year. Let's really go for it. Let's really go for everything this year. Now that this is not the standard anymore. AFC Championship is more a Ravens standard now. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about getting them 3 victories in the playoffs back to back, But now the season starts for real.
Let's go to Pittsburgh. Bengals keep their playoff hopes alive. 19-17. Joe Burrow, a pedestrian, 277 yards and 1 touchdown. Jamar Chase probably going to get that triple crown. 10 receptions, 96 yards, and a touchdown. They get it done. I mean, their defense has been criticized all year. They tightened up. I mean, the Steelers are just looking terrible. I think this is their longest losing streak since 2003. So I believe they could be headed to maybe play the Ravens. I think if the Steelers lost and the Chargers win, I think then the Steelers play the Ravens. But we'll get to all that. But Bengals keep their hopes alive, Crevonte. Nobody wants to see that team.
No, they're very scary. Offensively, defensively, obviously they could be had, but they played pretty good this game. But again, the Steelers don't really present that much of a threat offensively. And like I told you before we got on air, the cornerback over there and that last drive for the Steelers, he almost had to find his own way home because the Bengals pretty much almost gave it up, but George Pickens was off. So, but the Bengals are very scary offensively and present a huge threat. So, nobody wants to see the Bengals.
Mike Tomlin, does he get a lot of blame for this? Russell Wilson only 148 yards. I think at one point only had like 50-something yards. A lot of drops, but their offense, man, it's just not really much of a – doesn't seem like it's going to scare anybody. But then again, who knows? You get in the playoffs, anything can happen. But I don't know, man. They got a quarterback problem.
It's and they've had one since Big Ben left. And at some point, you got to look at Mike Tomlin. But Mike Tomlin's side of the ball is defense. One thing that's true is that the Steelers are going to bring it defensively. It's that I don't know. Maybe Tomlin's not looking at the right guys offensively. Maybe he's not picking the right offensive coaches. Maybe he's not picking the right players, and some of that blame, he's the head coach. He does deserve some of that blame, but offensive coordinators haven't been hitting, and I'm hearing because Arthur Smith is the offensive coordinator, right? And he is supposed to. I'm hearing he may get interviewed for the Jets job, and I'm like, how? Why? How or why? So I don't know. They usually do
They
good,
may offer you the Jets job, Crevonte. They're desperate.
and I probably wouldn't take it. At this point, I'll just sign it because pretty much the coaching contracts are guaranteed. I guess I'll take the job for that and
Can't
be
do much
bad for
worse,
a
man.
year.
You can't do much worse.
Right.
You can
And
bring
then
me in as offensive coordinator. We might have something.
at worst case, we get fired and we get endless checks for 3 years. Like, we all right. We'll take it. But yeah, I can't believe like he's being looked at as a potential to be a head coach again. And I'm like, that's crazy. But the Steelers offense, they were putting up some points early this year, but they got kind of bland. It ain't much going on. It ain't much going on with them, and there's nothing. They don't have a bread and butter. They don't have nothing that they can lean their hat on offensively. So until they get that figured out, they gonna be somewhere, around the middle of the pack. But one thing I know, that defense gonna show up.
Yeah, only give it up 19. And I mean, it was a defensive game, so both defenses played well. How about Trey Hendrickson, Crevonte? 3.5 sacks today, 3 tackles for a loss.
He about to get so much
I
money.
mean, he leads the league in sacks this season. I believe was that now 17 after 3.5 today. Consecutive seasons of 17. This brother wants a new contract. I
He's
mean,
gonna get
Jamar
it.
Chase wants a new contract.
He's
T.
gonna get
Higgins
it.
could be a walking commander, putting that into the universe. I mean, that brother. How about that?
Trey is out of there. I don't think they got it. They don't got it because he's gonna demand top 5 defender money. And I'm saying defender, not the end. I'm saying pass rush. I'm defender. Look at the top 5 defenders, and he deserves that type of money because his production is there, and he's consistent with it. So he's going to get paid, and I don't think the Bengals are going to have it to pay him. Because they're gonna unload it for Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase, amazing year. He probably gonna get a triple crown, and Trey Hendricks is gonna have pretty much what he's been having. 17 sacks. Like, this is crazy. Like, they picked great years to have the years that they're both having. Unfortunately, I don't know if they're gonna be able to pay Hendricks. I know they're gonna pay Jamar Chase. He's gonna.
He has one more year left on his contract. One more year left.
Who's that?
He has one more year. Hendrickson has one more year, so after next year.
Oh, snap. Okay, so this not a contract yet. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
after next year. Yeah.
He can hold out. He can make things difficult in Cincinnati. He can hold out. Because Jamar Chase is gonna get near 40. He's probably gonna get damn near 40 a year because where's Justin Jefferson? 35?
I will double check that, but I believe so.
I think
Jamar Chase's
around 35,
contract,
which means
Jamar Chase's contract is after this year. Yep.
So Jamar's gonna get damn near 40. He gonna get close to 40 a year, if not 40 a year. Trey Hendrickson, I don't even know what the top guys are making on a D line, but at this point, whatever it is, he deserves top 5, top 3 money because his track record speaks for itself. And T. Higgins, he's gone. He's definitely gone. They may find money for Trey, but T. Higgins is definitely gone. And hopefully he comes to the nation's capital because we need a number 2 receiver bad. And we don't really want to give up draft capital for it. So come on down to DC. You see what we got going on. You saw it firsthand.
Yes, Justin Jefferson, 4 years, 140, 35 mil a year, guaranteed 110 and 88 due at signing, 36,000 or 36 million signing bonus. There you go.
He killing all that. Jamar Chase is getting more than all that.
Yes. Crevonte, week 18. Let's go to the games for tomorrow. Anything you're looking forward to tomorrow? I know Mr. Gregory is asking about the Lions and Vikings. That's obviously the main event, the biggest game possibly in regular season history. Most wins between two teams. Like I said, Panthers, Falcons, the Panthers. Well, the Falcons have to beat the Panthers and hope that the Bucks lose to who do the Bucks play? They play who do the Bucks
Same.
play? They play the Saints. Okay, so Miss Hayes, there you go. Maybe you guys can play spoiler and get them in there. But a lot of meaningless games as well. But
It's a lot.
any games jump out to you, Crevonte? Patriots clinched the number one pick with a loss. Yeah.
Okay. So they should follow through with that. And they actually play the Bill. Woo, they play the Bills. So
Apparently, Josh Allen's going to rest, but he has a consecutive game streak, so he's going to come out, probably take a snap or two, keep his streak alive, and then probably go on the bench.
That's interesting because the Bills are going to rest some guys, and the Patriots have a chance to get them one overall picks. That'll be interesting. Not fun to watch, but just interesting to see what happens. But the Seahawks and Rams, that's the game I'm looking at because I'm not sure what the implications are for the Commanders. Do the Rams need to win?
I think the Rams are locked into the 3 seed because
So
the
no
4
matter
will be
what.
the NFC South. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So never mind. I guess the Rams Seahawks game doesn't really matter as much. But that was a game I was looking at, and of course the Vikings, Lions, and Commanders, Cowboys. But that's at 1. The Eagles and Giants would have been fun if Saquon played, but they kind of blew that. But it's a lot of meaningless games. A lot of meaningless games.
Who do you like in that Sunday night game? I think I picked the Lions. They are 3-point favorites, but Crevonte, I've been saying, oh yeah, I really don't trust Jared Goff, but that defense, man, is a lot of injuries.
It's a lot of injuries. So what injuries means is going to be a lack of consistency. So it's going to be tough. I actually picked the Vikings. Yeah, I'm leaning Vikings, man. Sam Darnold and that offense is playing crazy right now, and I like their defense more than the Lions with Brian Flores.
And he's getting interviews apparently, Crevonte, so I guess he's not blackballed. He may get a coaching job. I mean, there's not a lot of options of guys out there. Outside of Ben Johnson, he's the big fish in my opinion. I don't know who else is out there. They talk about Rex Ryan interviewed for the Jets job, I believe. Your former coach, Ron Riverboat Rivera. It's Todd Monken from the Ravens. He's like 70, so I guess they want to go. I mean, you want to go old? Not no offense, but
Ron Rivera, take him, take him, please. There it is. This is it right there. This is it. This is it. This is what he gonna do. He gonna do it well. All right. Aaron Glenn, I'm hearing he's gonna get the Saints job. I'm hearing he's in line for that job. So shout out to the Black brothers getting jobs out there. Hopefully that's not just a rumor. Hopefully that actually comes through. And Cliff Kingsbury.
I could see that. I could see somebody hiring him.
He is he's gonna get interviewed. Now I don't know if he's gonna go because he's already been here, done this, so he can be selective. You know what I'm saying? So he can select where he really wants to go because his fallback is Jaden Daniels. You know what I'm
he
saying?
might be number 2 on the list now that I think about it. Got Ben Johnson, maybe Kingsbury.
Yeah, but yeah. I think those might be the top, guys, at least, offensively. But I mean, like I said, Jaden Daniels and the Lions offenses, those aren't bad fallbacks. So even Ben Johnson, who hasn't been a head coach, it can be pretty selective. And I think both of them should be selective, especially Cliff Kingsbury, this would be his second go around this. So you really want to make sure you pick a spot that where the organization is ran properly. And we talked about this before. I think the Jets and the Bears are ran terribly. Well, let me say, I think the Jets are ran terribly. The Bears, at least they got players, but when the upper management is bad, I don't think it really matters.
I agree. Who do you have winning the NFC South, Falcons or the Buccaneers? Because they'll host the loser of Vikings and all around.
I guess I'll take the Bucks because the Bucks win in the end, right?
And the Bucks beat the Lions already this year, Crevonte. So Baker threw all over them and could have beat them last year in the playoffs. So that game tomorrow night is going to be crazy because you lose, you go to the 5 seed, you got to go on the road. Baker's a guy who gets hot, anything can happen. Mike Evans, that's going to be crazy. Wild, wacky stuff.
That is crazy. And then the Vikings would be, if the Vikings win, I mean the Vikings would get the 1 seed, and the Lions would go to Tampa Bay. And as shaky as they are, with just guys on being on IR and being injured, that'd be tough. Yeah, the Lions don't want to go on the road. I think that'll be rough.
And I mean, whoever gets Minnesota in the division, that's not going to be easy. That's going to be a tough place to play as well.
At home, oh my gosh, it's crazy. That's a madhouse. That is a madhouse. And if they get the 1 seed, that's home field throughout.
Yeah. Dre said he has them in the NFC Championship game, so we'll see.
I would not. If they get the 1 seed, I can see it. But it's crazy because most of the year we was thinking, the NFC is going to go through Detroit. Crazy. Here comes Minnesota.
Yeah, injuries. Yeah, we'll keep an eye out on the injuries and Zay Flowers and all the other news. And Crevonte, we will be previewing a Washington Commanders post-season game. But first, tomorrow, the Washington Commanders post-game show immediately following Commanders and Cowboys. So we'll know where the Commanders will be playing or who they'll be playing.
For sure. And hopefully that post-game is not too long. Like I told y'all when y'all played, I forgot who y'all played, or the Texans. It should be like that. It should not be much to talk about. If anything, we'll be talking about other stuff. But the post-game should not be long-winded at all.
And this week, we will be a live post-season preview, either LA or Philly. And the Commanderlorain will be with me, brother. Can't wait to do it with you, man. Into the postseason.
Yep, it's gonna be fun, man. Definitely gonna be fun, man. Playoff football for the Commanders. Man, I can get used to this.
And Crevonte, for those who do not know, we did a thing to end 2024, get people ready for 2025. We did our 2024 Goofies of the Year. You want to let people know real quick about that and how they can watch that wonderful, wonderful video that you curated?
So please, guys, like, subscribe, and comment. Check out Goofies of the Year, where I break down my top 3 Goofies of the entire year of 2024. And since we are not just a sports show, our foundation is sports, but we talk a little bit about everything. And see if you agree, and see who did I miss? Who do you think was more goofy than X, Y, and Z? I want you guys to really go check it out and leave a comment to let me know what you thought of my Goofies of the year and who you thought should have been replaced. Get a little engagement going on. But yes, Goofies of the Year, me and Byron do it every year. It's an annual thing. We have a lot of fun with it, and I think you guys will enjoy it. So subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff.
Couldn't have said it better myself and your brother. Will be live tomorrow, immediately following Commanders Cowboys, Washington Commanders regular season finale post-game show, but we'll be live this week. Commanders playoff preview, Commanders post-game show, Ravens playoff preview, Ravens post-game show, Netflix, they got Raw. We're going Raw on Monday. Tuesday, we got the Flex Zone playoff preview where we'll talk about all the games. And tomorrow night, I'll be live. Who knows? Someone may join me. We may have a bunch of people join me. I'll break down the schedule of these playoff games. Who'll be on Amazon Prime? Who'll be on CBS, Fox, NBC? And we got a Monday night game as well. So I'll break all that down, give you the latest matchups, TBD of who, when, and where. And Crevonte will be back with me this week, of course, for all of that and more. He is the co-founder. He is the Commanderlorain. He is the voice of reason, the captain of the Goofy ship. Check out the Goofies of the Year. Comment, like, subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow for the final regular season edition. But we got at least one more week of content, Crevonte, for those good old Commanders. I gave the last word, my brother.
Hey man, it's an exciting time to be in DC, and I'm excited for the near future and the future. So let's do this.
Let's do it. Don't want to keep Crevonte up too late. He's got Married at First Sight to watch, and I'm sure it's going to be bold. I'll see you tomorrow, my brother. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on your way out, and jam to the best of the best. Good night, everybody.